Are you concerned about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I think the Packers are done, actually. And I know he said he's got 6 games left, and I totally understand why the leader of a team would take to the podium and say there's 6 games left, especially since this is a team that has perennially made the playoffs and last several years was the 1 seed and won at least 13 games a year in the first 3 years of Matt LaFleur's tenure there, and this being year 4. So I totally understand why he would say it, but the writing on the wall is what it is. The standings are what they are, and right now what they are is 4-7. The division's finished, that is for sure, because they are now 6+ games behind the Vikings, and so the division's gone. I think we could have, placed that in the dustbin a few weeks ago, but now that's official. And then you have to take a look and see how they make the playoffs as a wild card, maybe as a 7 seed, one would think. So you take a look at that, and who would they battle for that? Well, it would be the loser of the NFC West. And right now, that's currently the 49ers. You'll hear from my conversation with Nick Bosa later on. And, I think we can all agree that the Niners and the Seahawks both are playing better football, even with what happened in Munich, than the Packers. So that's a problem. And then you take a look at the games that they've already lost. One of them is to the Giants, who would obviously have a tiebreak over them if they wind up having the same record somehow. The bottom would have to fall out of the Giants for that. Then you say, okay, let's say the Commanders go on a nice run. That was a great chat you had with Ron Rivera yesterday, and I think we agree that would be Taylor Heineke's gig moving forward. But let's say the Commanders wind up as a 7 seed. The Packers already lost to them, too. The only tiebreak they currently have going for them with a team that's currently in wild card position is Dallas. And I don't think Dallas is going to lose so many more games that the Packers win 6 in a row and suddenly they're tied with Dallas, too. I don't see it. I don't see a path of viability for the next. I don't see them winning 6 in a row. I don't see them having the ability to. I don't see the health for Rodgers. I don't see the run game being consistent. I don't see anything that puts Green Bay in the playoffs, and that's what I saw last night.
Rich calling in on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. But Rich, does that mean that he's a $59 million backup quarterback?
Who is?
Aaron Rodgers.
What do you mean by a backup quarterback? What do you mean by that?
Do we think that we'll see Jordan Love showing up? Do we think this is just going to be him playing out? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, they have to play him. I mean, he's got to play. He wants to play, and I just don't see that they're going to see what they have in Love. I think that's a tough spot. Obviously, if Rodgers and this team. Their next game is against Philadelphia, God bless them, in Philly on a Sunday night. The whole country might watch them fall to 4-8. And if that happens and Rodgers' thumb is significant, maybe you do see him, quote unquote, be shelved for the rest of the year due to injury. And even if Love does get out there and show something, I mean, what would that mean? I mean, you just take a look at Rodgers' contract and you'll see that him being traded or him retiring would just absolutely destroy their cap. I mean, it would obliterate it. I don't know what the answers are other than this is a lost season, Davante Adams' departure, and the fact that they replaced him with young kids that are finally just now, in the case of Christian Watson, showing what they can do. And, Dobbs needs to get back out there and healthy, see what they can do. You just chalk it up to this was the very rarest of rebuilding years. And by rare, meaning, Green Bay is used to winning a lot. And you don't normally see a rebuilding year with a back-to-back MVP quarterback making as much as Rodgers is making. I mean, we talked all offseason about what Green Bay would look like and what the season might be like. And Davante Adams' departure, how would that roost, what would happen? We're getting our answer. And it's a non-playoff season in which a regression seems to have taken place. that that will be significant if the team can overcome it and have a good year next year. Because again, as you know, we're not flamethrowers on this show, and we don't say things just for clicks. But the reality is, 4-7, division leader has only one loss right now, and the only team that's currently in a wild card spot or right around it that the Packers have a tiebreak against is Dallas. That's it. So it looks significantly bleak for Green Bay after last night's loss.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.